You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
So, right, if you thought I was crazy before, right, this is really going to tickle you, yeah. Another report has come out by the news in the reports about the increase in deaths of the coronavirus amongst the black diaspora, yeah, once again. And, you know, it's the same old, you know, it's 3 times, it's a disproportionate rate compared to white people. And they're using that per capita rule, right, to justify this argument, yeah. Now, let me make something clear, yeah. I'm not by any means a doctor or anything like that. And I do take this virus thing seriously, yeah. And what it is though, is I do feel that this whole numbers game thing that they're practicing with us, yeah, something in my spidey senses tells me that there's a bit of jiggery pokery going on there, right? And the reason for this, I've kind of like come to this mad idea with my tinfoil hat on that it's purposely being, black people in general are purposely being exaggerated for their number of deaths, yeah, because of what them French guys said about 3-4 weeks ago now, maybe 3 weeks ago now, yeah. Because remember, when they had a vaccine, yeah, or when they said that they developed a vaccine and they wanted to test it, they said that they was going to go straight to Africa, right? And they got a lot of backlash for that, yeah. A lot of people were like, whoa, you can't do that. What are you going to do? Nah, we ain't no guinea pigs out here. They got a lot of backlash for that, yeah. And the only reason why they wanted to go to Africa to test it, yeah, right, the only logical reason is because they wanted to test it on black folks, because at the end of the day, they've always done that. It's something they've always done, yeah. So obviously the backlash came, so they couldn't do that no more. And then what happened after that now is that this whole rush for a vaccine, or this whole news kind of like vaccine campaign, because America was on it, China was on it, America were on it, yeah. All of a sudden, this is taking a back burner, yeah. And all of a sudden now, what you're hearing is black people are more disproportionately vulnerable to white people for getting ill or dying of the coronavirus, yeah. And this is across the diaspora. You listen to, if you look at England itself as a country, you know, the nurses and the patients are coming in 3 times more likely. You go to America, it's you know, this city here, which is 99% black or a very high population of black, they'll say that city there represents the whole country of black people, and because they've got a high death rate there, it carries on throughout the whole country. And then this most recent report in Africa. And these are all by the BBC News World News things, yeah. Right, this is where I get a lot of information, where I do a lot of reading, but I do a lot of research in other news sources as well. And this most recent one is Africa. They're talking about over 250,000 people are suspected to die if something's not done soon. Yeah, and all this kind of news and information about how black people are going to be more susceptible, to me, just seems, I don't know how to put it, right? Because the first thing I thought was, well, you know what, right? On a general level, yeah, them folk, yeah, have never really kind of shown much concern when anything happens to black people, especially tragedies and stuff like that. It's just like, oh, yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, right? Unless it's beneficial for them, right? So now I'm starting to think, and like I said, I had a proper tinfoil hat moment this morning, yeah, because of some of the articles and some of the things that I read. And what I kind of started to think is this: look, let's say, right, and I'm being a wicked man here now, let's say that your end goal was that you wanted to test a vaccine, right, but you didn't want to test it on your own, and you wanted to test it on that one over there, yeah, right. It would stand to reason that you'd make that one over there seem that the person who's more vulnerable to it, excuse the sirens, yeah. And in that way now, what you can do is, because they're more vulnerable, you can say to them, well, you know what, right? I've made a vaccine, and you're the one who's more sick. So it makes more sense that I test it on you first to make sure that it works. Or you should not test it on you first, but apply it to you first. That's what I meant to say. I apply it to you first to make sure that it works, yeah? When truly the truth is that you've not tested it, or you kind of got your idea of what might happen with it, and you need to just make sure that, you know, right, I'm going to test it on someone there. If it goes all tits up, well, they were going to die. They can always claim that they will die of it anyway. And then that makes that person collateral damage. And for me, like I says, to me, that's what it seems like. All this talk about, you know, every other news report is, oh no, we've got to have opened another investigation to why black, Asian, minority, ethnic, whatever it is, why are they more susceptible? Oh, we've got to do a study into this, yeah? And no one's coming up with any tangible explanation apart from, you know, they're probably talking, oh, it's about the population of where you live and what you eat and your diet and this, that, and the other. But none of that's actually tangible though, still, yeah? And like I said, for me, now let me make this clear. I'm hoping that I'm completely 100% wrong, yeah? Because like I said, it was a tinfoil hat moment, right? But I've had these moments before, and I don't want to claim to be some kind of Nostradamus or anything like that, yeah, right? But you know when something's just off, yeah, and you join certain dots and you think, nah, that can't be right. Nah. But then 5 weeks later, or a year later, or even 2 years later, what you thought back then actually came to fruition, yeah? It's one of those moments, I think, right? And like I said, for me personally, I want it to be wrong. I want it to be wrong for the simple fact that I don't want to believe that, you know, society is that wicked, right? And I want it also to be wrong that, you know, black people are more susceptible to it. But if that's the fact, that's the fact. I have to live with that. But however, what I wouldn't be able to live with is that all of this time that we're being told that we are more susceptible, it wasn't because we actually were. It was because they just needed a reason to test on us, yeah? But that was me. That's just me having my moment. And call me crazy, but yeah. Let me know in the comments below. You know what I mean? Do you think I'm just actually taking it way? I've got like David Icke on this one, right? Or do you think there's actually, well, you're not, right? There's something in it. Let me know in the comments below. I'm out.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.